Nigga kill over a bitch but let a rat keep his wife.
Privileged kids. I got about 2 or 3 of these calls, right? So after the third call, I went on my Facebook post. I went on Facebook post and I posted his flyer and I put James Harden. Why aren't you pretty much looking out for underprivileged kids? You're charging $399 for a camp. And there's a football player named Donald Driver that was doing the camp for free. I said, don't you make more money, way more money than Donald Driver? I said, don't become your Hollywood. Don't forget where you came from. Pretty much saying, do something for the underprivileged kids in the ghetto. Why are you doing a camp with white people in Kingwood for $399 when I don't like count people's money, but God is making. So
Right.
I just made that statement, okay? And maybe about 200 likes, 200 comments. Everybody was in agreement with me. And then I get a call from my then bodyguard. Okay, he goes by Big Miami. And he calls me. He's like, hey, man, what you post on Facebook? I was like, what you mean? I told him. He's like, man, James' bodyguard, Tony, called me, and he said James has posted up on something on Facebook. And I said, are you serious? Like I said, James Harden is mad about what I'm not thinking in my mind, why the fuck me and James Harden ain't friends on Facebook? Why the fuck does he care about what I'm posting on Facebook? He gets talked about every day. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, man, whatever it is, man, please take it down, bro. Just please take it down. So I'm like, I think about it, right? I take it down. Literally 30 minutes later, I get a text message from James Harden at the time, best friend, a bitch named Molo, right? Mm-hmm. She's his madam. Okay. She gets the girls for him. Yeah. She transports the girl. I don't want to sound like whatever, but she transports the women for payment to James Harden. This is a known thing in the city.
Gotcha.
Okay. So she said there's a message from her phone. It says, hey, fuck nigga, you on social media talking shit. We gonna see what you talk about. We gonna pull up on you and see what you talking about, right? This is what the text message says. And the next message comes in confirming this. It says, you know who that is. So Molo's basically saying that's James Harden that texts me. That is James Harden that texts me from her phone. Okay? That's what she's saying. So I reply to him, am I supposed to be scared? Are you mad about a basketball camp? Do something for the inner city youth. That's what I said. And me and her went back and forth for about two text messages to the point that I thought the beef was cleared up. I was just basically like, hey, if he's upset I apologize for what I said, but I'm speaking the truth. You know what I'm saying? He needs to do something for the inner city youth.
If you're one of the many people struggling financially right now, Bridget's got your back. They'll send you $50 to $250.
Okay? He's like, so she's like, okay, I don't think anything of it. The next day, this happened on Thursday. I have a friend named Herb Baker. Herb Baker calls me because he's friends with James Harden's cousin, or his brother-in-law, Lennox, that was married to his sister, James Harden's sister. And he's like, Lennox is telling him, man, you need to talk to your boy Mo. I don't know what they got going on, but James is mad about this Facebook post, and Mo need to chill or something like that. And my boy Herb is like, nah, man, that nigga ain't tripping about that. Like, y'all, we should sit down, let them niggas smoke a blunt with each other, talk this shit out and be over with. And he said, he's like, all right, I'm gonna go back to James. He goes back to James and tells James this. James tells that nigga, man, fuck you. You sound like you sleeping with the enemy. And he told that nigga, this was his exact words. He said, you tell that nigga my money go forever. That's what he said, right? So I'm like, I'm thinking this shit, all right, cool. Maybe this shit's over with. So Herb's like, man, don't worry about that shit, man. He'll get over it, but thinking this shit's over with. I'm just being honest with you. Okay.
All right.
So the next day, it was a party. This guy named, he goes by, his real name is Gary Womack, but he goes by Dion out here. He's fake ass blood gang member, nigga. Right. And he had a birthday party. So I get to the birthday party. They're all at the party hanging out. I get a text message from DJ Eric. And dog, you kind of know a little bit about who this guy is, right?
Yes, sir.
So DJ Eric's asking me, where are you going tonight? I got bottles and bitches and all this other shit. So I'm looking at the message like, nigga, I've never had to call you for in my life for no alcohol or no bitches. So I text the nigga back. I was like, I'll be outside like that. Just tell him I'll be outside, right? He texts back, bet, hit me up. So I get in the club and the after party's V Live. These niggas keep coming up to me in the club. Man, where y'all going tonight? Where y'all going tonight? To me and my bodyguard nigga, right? They keep asking us where we're going. So we finally get outside the car, and I'm like, we going to V Live. And my bodyguard's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, we going to V Live. But the only reason, dog, I'm thinking it's cool to go to V Live is because DC 7 Up will say this. These niggas will tell you how much money I spent in that club. I was one of their best customers, as they would say, right? I wasn't tripping. I've known these guys for 15 years. I've known DJ Eric since 2005 for years. So I would never think in my life that these people would have something planned up for me. Okay. So I pull up to the club. I had a parking spot in the front. As soon as I'm paying the valet person, I turn around and there's a nigga named Blunt. You know, the Blunt nigga, Darian Blunt. He's walking from the club with 15 other guys, right? Literally 12 to 15 guys. They circle me. They all pull out their guns. They didn't have just regular guns. They had guns with drums, AKs out there, Uzis. I seen the guns. Like, they came for me like I was Tony Montana. And I see DJ Eric to the left of me. He's recording. He has his phone out recording the shit, right? I thought he was recording, but it gets better. The first thing Blunt says to me, yeah, you on Facebook talking about James Harden. And I looked at the nigga like, bro, are you serious? That's exactly what I said. Are you sure? Yeah, you on Facebook talking about James Harden. You gonna end up dead out here. You gonna end up dead. So he's talking all this shit. And I'm just looking at Blunt. Now, Blunt, remind you, is 5'9", 350 pounds with a stomach like he's 18 months pregnant. Okay? Literally, like with twins, dog, with twins, okay? This is how fat he is. I'll punish Blunt. So when I see all them guns, I do like this. And I look at him like that, and I do like this. Like, kind of smirk at him, like, nigga, you know damn well, if you was out here by yourself, you get your ass whooped. That's how I looked at him, right? And then that nigga was like, get him. And then, you know, some nigga punched me. Another nigga punched me. They ripped my earrings out my ear. Somebody ran my pockets. They twist me around and a nigga pistol whipped me. A nigga pulled a gun out like he was about to shoot me. And then I heard somebody say, no, 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 no. And then he turned the gun around and hit me in the back of the head, right? Then I fell on the ground. And then somebody kicked me in my stomach. Then the other dude kicked me in my face. All right? Yeah. But I could hear Blunt the whole time. Yeah, punch that nigga, kick that nigga. He got to learn. He's talking all this shit, right? So after they took all my shit, my jewelry, it was like $50,000. I had David German change. It took about $50,000 worth of jewelry from me, right? They ran my pockets. It was like $500 in my pocket. You know, they took my keys, credit cards, all this other shit. So Blunt and them niggas is walking back into the club, right, dog? They walking back in the club. So when they're walking back in the club, one nigga walks by me to have my chain, and he says, yeah, nigga, if you want your chain back, I want $5,000. And he puts his gun back in his waistband, and he walks directly in the club. Now, remind you, this is in front of security. Security's watching this shit the whole time. Okay? So my guy that's with me, he couldn't do anything. It's 2 verse 15.
Right.
So he's like, man, Mo, just go home. Just go home. Just go home. I'm like, man, I don't got my keys. Because I have my keys in my car. So 5 minutes later, somebody comes and brings my keys and credit cards to me and my ID. Okay? And I tell that nigga, John, he's like, bro, all them niggas that did the situation is in James Harden's section right now. I said, what? I said, all right. I said, give me your phone and go back in and follow them niggas, right? He's like, what you about to do? I said, give me your phone, because they stole my phone. I said, give me your phone. Go back in and follow them niggas. So when he goes back inside, I go up to the security and I tell them niggas, I said, hey, and this is on everything. I said, y'all better go inside and get my fucking jewelry. And you know what they told me, dog? V Live's gonna open with or without you. I said, oh, okay. Bet. I said, bet. So I went into my car, hooked my iCloud up to my car, and I found a number that is high level person in Houston, and they directed me what to do. And they were like, we're gonna send every police unit up to V Live right now. I just need you to call 911. So I call 911 and they come up to the club. First two cops pull up. I see the security guard in the front dash on the inside. He must have went to go tell Blunt that the police was there, right? But by the time Blunt took the tapes out the back, went through the back door. Well, by the time the police got there, dog, they had like 40 to 50 cars out there. People thought that somebody died. They had both sides of the street. You couldn't get up and down the street. That's how many cop cars was there. They locked everybody in the building. There's a officer named Officer Bettinger. When I'm standing outside, he comes running from the back. He's out of breath. His first thing he says is, I just had to give chase to James Harden. I caught him running out the back door trying to get in his Sprinter. And I made him go back in the club. Yeah, that's what the officer says, right? So he's like, I think he has something to do with this. This is exactly what the officer says. So what they did, they made everybody come out the building. You had to swipe your ID. There was 450 names in there. You had to swipe your ID, and when you walk by, I get to look at you. So I seen three of the niggas in the issue, pointed them bitch ass niggas out. Like it was him, right? They put them niggas in cuffs. So they finally let the club go. They take me to another location for me to identify them niggas. I identify them niggas. You know what I'm saying? And then, the night's over. So I'm telling my bodyguard nigga, I'm like, hey, dog, you need to go to your house and pack up all your shit. We out of here. Because I already knew what was coming. You know what I'm saying? So I went to the house. I had my homegirl pack up my crib. I packed up my cars, and we rode out to Arizona. So that's how that happened.
All right, I'm sorry, Doc, I just want to ask a question. So were the people at V Live, they were familiar with who you was? I think I watched a news clip earlier, and it said like you were in a video on their social media page, like on the previous night, like throwing money. So they knew who you was.
Oh yeah, they knew. Yeah, they knew who I was. Good, bro. They knew me.